The TUSHY Classic 3 has 4.5 stars and more than 9,500 ratings. But the biggest complaint is not installation. It is the water temperature, and that one detail decides who will love it. This is a $97 non-electric bidet attachment that sits under your existing toilet seat. The promise is simple: better cleaning, no outlet, no complicated plumbing, and a pressure dial you can control by hand. In the close-up product shot, the unit looks clean and minimal. A white side control box, a brushed nickel knob, and a small angle lever tucked near the top. Visually, it is not trying to look like medical equipment. The core idea is not a long feature list. What matters is pressure control, nozzle targeting, and the Smart Spray self-rinsing nozzle, because those are the things that turn a cheap attachment into something you actually keep using. That is why the first proof point is functionality. More than 600 owners mention how it works, and the positive side is overwhelming. People describe it as simple, effective, and no frills in the best way. The second close-up shows the same control area from a slightly warmer angle, and the knob is still the hero. That matters because several owners specifically like that the dial is easy to grip and easy to understand. My read on this product is that TUSHY is selling confidence, not complexity. For a first bidet, that is smart. If the control feels obvious, you are much more likely to use it every day, instead of treating it like a weird gadget. The moving proof matters here because reviewers keep coming back to the same practical phrase: it works. Not luxury seat works, not spa toilet works, just a straightforward spray that does the job without electricity. The product images with the hoses and adapter put the install story front and center. You can see the waterline pieces laid out beside the control unit, which matches the review data almost perfectly. Installation is the strongest theme in the feedback. There are 881 installation mentions, with 809 positive and 72 negative. That is not a tiny signal. That is the main reason this product feels approachable. Owners are not describing a renovation. They talk about a splitter, a waterline, and a process that can feel close to replacing a toilet seat. One owner even framed it as easy enough that they bought another as a gift. Now the comparison gets interesting because Amazon did not provide a clean competitor table, so the honest comparison is between this product's strengths and the trade-offs of this whole budget attachment class. The bamboo knob close-up shows a different trim option, but the same basic side control shape. That is useful because the design stays visually simple even when the finish changes. Against typical alternatives, the TUSHY advantage is not that it is the cheapest. The advantage is that owners repeatedly connect the design with easy use, clean installation, and a dial that feels less fiddly. Here is the big number beat: 4.5 stars across 9,585 ratings. Let that sink in. For a product attached to a toilet waterline, that score only happens if most buyers are getting through setup and actually using it. But high ratings do not erase the split. The happy camp says it is refreshing, clean, and worth every penny. The skeptical camp is much more focused on cold water, durability worries, and whether $97 feels high. So here is the midpoint question. Is this a smart first bidet, or is the temperature catch big enough to make you spend more? Hold that thought, because the answer changes depending on your bathroom and your tolerance. The positive feedback is unusually practical. Owners praise installation, functionality, quality, cleanliness, value, and ease of use. Those categories tell a consistent story. This product wins by removing friction. For cleaning, 320 owners mention cleanliness, and most of that feedback is positive. The language is not subtle. People talk about feeling cleaner, using less toilet paper, and making bathroom hygiene easier. Value is more nuanced, but still mostly positive. Out of 289 value mentions, 211 are positive. The best paraphrase is, it feels expensive until it becomes part of the routine, then people stop wanting to go back. I like that the praise is not abstract. In the feature call-out image, TUSHY points to the grime-blocking shield, pressure control, and self-cleaning nozzle. Those are exactly the small details owners connect to everyday use. Now for the less comfortable part. Water temperature control has 225 mentions, with opinion almost split. Some owners call the cool water crisp or refreshing. Others say the lack of reliable warmth is the thing they dislike most. That split makes sense when you look at the product images showing hoses, adapters, and simple controls. This is not an electric heated seat. Your expectations matter as much as the hardware. Durability is the other real caution. There are 157 durability mentions, and the negative side is stronger. Some owners say it feels stable, but others report cracking, breaking, or seat issues in less than a year. That is the catch from the hook. The TUSHY Classic 3 is easiest to recommend if you are okay with cool water. If warm water is a must-have, this is where the $97 value story starts to weaken. Before the verdict, there are 4 buyer checks. Can your toilet accept a side attachment? Are you okay with a non-electric setup? Do you have a rigid water line? And will cold water annoy you in winter? The lifestyle image shows the attachment sitting low beside the toilet, which is exactly the appeal. It does not dominate the bathroom. It looks like a small control box rather than a full smart toilet conversion. The install image claims it fits 95% of toilets and can install in 10 minutes or less. Pair that with the owner feedback and the mini payoff is clear. Setup is a strength, not the gamble. The included parts image is also reassuring. The Classic 3, a flexible steel hose, the mega adapter, and the instruction manual are all shown as part of the kit. That matters for buyers who do not want a hardware store scavenger hunt. So who should buy it? First-time bidet buyers, renters who want a no-electric upgrade, and anyone who cares more about simple cleaning than heated luxury. Who should skip it? Warm water seekers and ultra-budget shoppers. My verdict, the TUSHY Classic 3 is a strong first bidet if you want easy installation, simple controls, and a cleaner routine for $97. Put it on your short list only if cold water is not a deal breaker. If you are deciding between budget bidets, that comparison is the smarter next watch. The final takeaway is simple. Do not buy it because the listing looks cute. Buy it if the owner pattern fits you. Easy install, reliable everyday cleaning, and no need for warm water. The budget bidet comparison is next.